Valar Morghulis, family, welcome back. If you are breathing heavily, staring at a blank screen, and wondering how a single episode of television just completely altered the landscape of Westeros, you are not alone. House of the Dragon Season 3, Episode 3 just dropped, and let me tell you, if Episodes 1 and 2 were the fuse, tonight was the absolute explosion. We finally see Queen Rhaenyra taking charge in King's Landing, but as the old saying goes, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Tonight we are breaking down everything. The brutal political plays, the massive deceptions, that jaw-dropping ending, and most importantly, we are looking ahead to the absolute war zone that is going to be Episode 4. Smash that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and let's dive straight into the fire. By the OG Myself Bliss critics.
First, we will talk about the review, the reality of the Iron Throne.
Let's start with the overall review of Episode 3. This wasn't just an episode of television, this was peak classic Game of Thrones political warfare. The theme of tonight was simple: winning the throne is easy, but ruling, that is where the nightmare begins. Rhaenyra has taken King's Landing, but she has inherited an absolute ghost town. The treasury is completely drained by the Greens, the small folk are literally starving, and the psychological weight on her shoulders is palpable. The standout performance tonight has to go to Emma Darcy. The sheer exhaustion mixed with the unyielding Targaryen rage in their eyes was a masterclass. And can we talk about Daemon's parlay with Ormond Hightower? The tension was so thick you could cut it with a Valyrian steel blade. The pacing was flawless, building a slow, agonizing pressure cooker from the first minute to the last. Let's see what Episode 3 ending saying, ghosts, lies, and false princes. Alright, we have to talk about that insane ending sequence, because it completely changes the trajectory of this entire war. First, the massive twist. The Daeron Targaryen we thought we were looking at? A complete fake. A merchant's son forced to bleach his hair by the Hightowers to act as a political pawn? When Rhaenyra looks at those roots, man, the realization that she is fighting an enemy that uses nothing but illusions was brilliant. But the real climax happens when Rhaenyra goes out into the streets of King's Landing. She gives this powerful, calculated speech to the small folk, trying to win them over with gifts and promises of mercy. But behind closed doors, the fractures are deep. Corlys Velaryon is hitting his breaking point after his sacrifices, throwing the bastard card right in her face. And that final warning from the Dragon Keeper? Chilling. Rhaenyra wants vengeance for Jace. She wants to burn Tumbleton to ash, but she's warned, you will only burn your own people. The ending leaves Rhaenyra standing on the edge of becoming the very tyrant she fought against. She is trapped between ruling with mercy or ruling with pure dragonfire. Let's also break down what will happen in Episode 4. So, where do we go from here? What happens in Episode 4 next week? Buckle up, because the preview gives us some massive hints. Point 1. The Tumbleton slaughter. Now that the Hightower army has taken Tumbleton and held the people hostage, Rhaenyra's hand is forced. Episode 4 is going to show us the immediate, brutal military fallout. Will she send the dragons, or will she listen to the Dragon Keeper's warning? Point 2. Daemon's rogue moves. Daemon is visibly disgusted by Rhaenyra's hesitation. He wants total conquest. He wants Dorne, he wants Essos, he wants blood. In Episode 4, watch for Daemon to potentially break away from Rhaenyra's orders to unleash Caraxes on his own terms. Point 3. The search for Aegon. King's Landing is a lockdown zone, but Aegon II is still out there, scarred and hiding. Episode 4 is highly likely to turn into a high-stakes manhunt within Westeros as both sides scramble to find the missing king. So guys, let's go towards the end of the video, the outro. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Rhaenyra is turning into the Mad Queen, or is she doing what needs to be done? And what are your wildest theories for Episode 4 next Sunday? Drop your comments below. I'm going to be down there replying to as many of you as possible. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for your weekly Westeros updates, and as always, fire and blood. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.